We are Pheno-Inspect, a German-based startup founded as a spin-off from the University of Bonn. And our mission is to fully automate the process of how plants are assessed today. And basically, we try to leverage new technologies such as drone imagery, such as smartphone imagery, in the context of modern image processing algorithms coupled with AI, so machine learning based approaches. And we build these kind of software pieces in order to extract the relevant data about the plant status from the image data.
Pheno-Inspect, or the years of Pheno-Inspect, started at the University of Bonn when Philipp Lottes was doing his PhD at the IgG department, building classification systems that allow computers to interpret images and images taken from fields. And these ideas were developed in his PhD thesis, and we got then funding from the university and from the European Commission in order to help building startups, in order to spin off those ideas and turning them into a company. And therefore, for approximately 1.5 years, we got partially external funding to bootstrap those ideas until the ideas were ripe for exploitation, and then founded the company.
So the main problem, I would say, is twofold. So on the one hand, we have the research-driven domain, such as plant breeding, agricultural research, and on the other hand, we have the farming industry, where the goal is to maximize the yield and to reduce the process cost and risk. So both have different problems, but in the end, we solve the same problems with one approach. So the breeders and researchers have basically the problem to assess plant parameters on a very accurate, high-frequent, high-spatial scale. And this is laborious, very expensive. So given that there is an automated approach such that the one we are providing, this can reduce the cost, can reduce the personal need, and can increase the time and spatial frequency. You can basically apply these algorithms to gather more information and to make better decisions on the other hand. In the farming industry, there's a bit of a different use case, but in the end it turns down to be solved by the same approach. In farming, you want to increase the yield, you want to maximize or minimize the risk and the process cost, but you need information to trigger the right actions at the right point in time. So here also, if you have an algorithm which tells you the plant status on a large scale, at the right point in time, you can do more conscious decisions and achieve these goals.
So at the University of Bonn, there are different new means which have been installed in order to facilitate startups. First of all, we have a quite liberal policy in how we can use results generated at the university within labs and transfer them into companies, into startups, if, for example, PhD students want to turn their idea, their PhD research into a company. And besides this, there are different supporting measures in terms of consulting on how to do startups, a lot of legal support, help with getting external funding, for example, from the European Commission, or to enable startups. All this service was provided by the university, and for that we are really grateful, because otherwise we probably wouldn't have started Pheno-Inspect.
So what is the USP of Pheno-Inspect? Basically, it's about machine learning and data science. So we know how to implement these kind of image processing algorithms, and we know how to deal with the data in a way that we are able basically to only use a really small amount of data in order to commission new AI models for various use cases. We founded Pheno-Inspect in order to increase the technology level in the agricultural sector.